Fox Sports.
We are sports. We are Sun.
The Astros continued their winning ways last night with Alex Bregman playing the role of hero, blasting a walk-off two-run double, propelling Houston to its 12th consecutive win. Tonight, a pair of aces take to the hill as the Rays send lefty Blake Snell to face Houston's rocket man, Justin Verlander. Tonight, we welcome you again to Houston, Texas, home of the World Series champion Astros, and tonight, the Rays will play Game 2 of this three-game series against the Astros after dropping a heartbreaker last night, 5-4. Well, hi again, everyone, and welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. So good to have you with us. If you are after a pitching matchup of the best kind, you have come to the right place. Blake Snell and Justin Verlander, it's just not going to get much better than that.
It doesn't. I mean, these are two of the marquee starting pitchers in Major League Baseball. When you think about the weapons that they have, the fact that they can go out and dominate a game at any given time, and they're both having very good years. Let's start with Blake Snell in his last 5 starts. The record 3-1. Look at that ERA of 1.57. He's given up 1 or 0 earned runs in 4 of these 5 starts, holding the opponents to a 181 average, and it is a plethora of weapons for Blake Snell when you think about the fastball, the curveball, the slider, and the changeup, and the willingness to throw them in any count. That's what makes him so dangerous. And Justin Verlander, what he has done over the course of his career, impressive. What he has done as a member of the Houston Astros, these are like video game numbers. 25 starts, he's appeared in 26 games with them, including the postseason. 18-3, 163 earned run average, opponent average of 161. High octane heat, hard slider, good curveball, sprinkle in the change. Once again, a lot of weapons to go after you with.
And Verlander doing all of that at the age of 35. And for the Rays, the young lefty, Blake Snell, just 25. Snell, 8-4. Verlander, 9-2. The other big news, the Rays got Kevin Kiermaier off the disabled list and right back atop the starting lineup tonight. And when we come back, Michelle will have more on the return of Kiermaier.
Series against the Houston Astros here at Minute Maid Park. Well, the outfield looks a little different today. Center fielder Kevin Kiermaier back out there for the first time in 2 months since his thumb injury. And you can argue that the Rays missed what he's been able to do at the plate. They put him in the leadoff spot today. Manager Kevin Cash said he was excited to write his name on the lineup card, but it is no secret that KK's big weapon is his glove. Having Kiermaier out there is a game changer, and the pitchers have expressed their confidence when they know he's behind them. Here's the man of the hour on his return.
I felt really good. I did everything I needed to do down there. I hit, I ran the bases well, made a diving catch last week in the outfield in Dunedin, made a couple throws, everything that was asked of me.
The energy that he shows that he can ignite a dugout, ignite an offense, ignite a team. Unfortunately, we've missed that for too many days now for 3 years, and to get him back at a time where we're in a tough stretch. We've played the Yankees, now the Astros, and we're going to go back and play them again at home. We need something like that, and KK's the right person to provide it.
And when we come back, it is Blake Snell going for your Rays against the red-hot Houston Astros as Tampa Bay looks to get to Justin Verlander to break the Stros' 12-game win streak. First pitch coming up after the break from Minute Maid Park.
Justin Verlander heads to the mound to open this game for the Houston Astros. The key acquisition to their World Series winning season a year ago when they made the deal with Detroit on the 31st of August of 2017. And the rest is history here in Houston. And Verlander helped to pitch this team to a World Series win. Rays will face that right-hander tonight. We'll take a look at the starting lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Kevin Kiermaier back in the lineup, missing 60 games while on the DL. He'll lead off, followed by Matt Duffy and then Jake Bowers, Wilson Ramos, Joey Wendell, and C.J. Cron down the middle. Cron the DH. Malik Smith, Carlos Gomez, and Adeiny Echeverria will bat ninth and play center field.
Well, Justin Verlander, you look at his season and where he ranks in the American League. 9 wins, tied for third, but then look at the ERA. 161, opponent average of just 160. He's given up 56 hits in 103rd innings of work, 120 strikeouts to go along with that. One of the most dominant starting pitchers in general in the game today.
Well, Kevin Kiermaier on his rehab assignment in the minor leagues is swinging the bat very well. And he's going to need it tonight against Verlander in his first at bat. Leading off here, coming right off the disabled list and fouling away a fastball to start this game. That ball out of play.
You know, Kiermaier already runs pretty hot on a day-to-day basis. You can imagine how amped up he is here today. Not only getting back with the team, starting out here tonight, but hitting leadoff against a guy like Verlander in this marquee matchup.
And a cut and a miss. 0-2. Fastball up.
Well, get used to saying that. You'll see an awful lot of that from Justin Verlander. Fastball up, 4-seam.
Kiermaier back after surgery on his right thumb. Ball, 2 strikes. It's down and in. 2-2. Kiermaier was saying earlier that injury occurred to that thumb just about where the bat rests in that right hand and the grip he has. And that's been the challenge for him to recover from that injury. And he takes ball 3 and the count is full.
Especially when you think about the fact that not every ball is hit flush. You're going to catch some off the end of the bat, some off the label. You're going to get jammed, and I'm sure that the sight of that injury is gonna feel it more than you'd like.
And the pitch is popped up to the left side. Gurriel, who's playing over there at third, the only man on the left side, takes care of that pop-up.
Well, let's go ahead and set the rest of that Houston defense for you. Brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. In the outfield, left to right, we've got Marwin Gonzalez, Jake Marishnik, and George Springer. Across the infield, third to first, Yuli Gurriel, Carlos Correa, Alex Bregman, and Tyler White. Max Stassi will be behind the plate.
Matt Duffy, 9th leading hitter in the American League at .314. Ball 1 downstairs. It's been a good month of June for Duffy. It's fouled out of play. 1-1. It's pushing .340 since the end of May. If you go back to the 29th of May, his average is .338.
Well, that's why Kevin Cash, you know, you see a lot of teams doing this. Your most consistent hitter, at times your most dangerous hitter, you put him in that 2-hole. That's where Duffy is tonight. He's been one guy he's been able to lean on.
And a liner base hit into center field. Marishnik cuts to his right to stop it and hold Duffy to one base. So a 1-out single for Duffy.
Right there, that was an at-bat that shows you the reason why he's been so hot. Just consistently using the middle of the field, handling the fastball. That ball's supposed to be down and in, it's mostly middle down. Look how he stays right through it. Keeps the hands back and then fires them through the zone. Trust those swing mechanics. They've not let him down all season. Look at that distribution right there.
How about that? Most of it's hits to center, but not by a large margin. Using right and left fields as well. Jake Bauers takes a fastball. Ball 1. So far, that fastball around 93. But Verlander, when he's right, has averaged just under 95 with that fastball lately. For the first and back end goes Duffy.
Here's another one of those pitchers too, where you start talking about the perceived, trajectory, perceived velocity, the way the ball doesn't fall as quickly as some other guys because of the way he's able to get that four-seam spin way up there.
Ground ball right side. Play's going to be to first. Up to second goes Duffy. And Bowers is out at first. Bregman taking care of that one.
The way that the shift was set up there by the Houston Astros, there was no play to be made, and you see where they are. Go ahead, go get that baseball. Now he's going to throw it to him. There is no play at second, so you take that out over at first, but that allows the Rays a two-out opportunity.
And Wilson Ramos, who's again moved into the #1 spot in the All-Star balloting for the American League catching spot, hitting .286. And he gets just a little piece of that one. Strike one. Well, here's how you can continue to vote, or if you haven't voted, vote for the first time for Wilson Ramos. 9 home runs, 35 runs batted in.
That hashtag vote Buffalo. Vote Buffalo, not Buffalo. You see, there was just the one F.
I got you.
But we don't have the little, that little mark. That umlauts.
Yeah.
But
like the accent?
Yeah, above the
Yeah.
U.
Yeah.
Buffalo.
An umlaut. That was a little German you dropped on us tonight.
Well, again, that's where I would have gone. I've wanted a name, Dwayne. I've always wanted a name where you could throw in some umlauts. And it doesn't work with Brian. When you're named after the dog and Family Guy, not too cool.
Oh, a pickoff play at second, and back in is Duffy. They had Bregman breaking to the bag, and for a moment there appeared to be a little timing element setting up to the advantage of Houston, but Duffy managed to get back in there.
Just trying to catch him taking a big secondary lead. You saw the inside move from Verlander. And trying to get that ball there in a timely manner.
The pitch riding in on him, a fastball, and he fouls it. It's 1-2.
Try to catch a guy like Matt Duffy. More than likely he's not going to try to steal there. Not with 2 outs and a guy like Ramos at the plate who's been so productive. But they know, hey, he knows I'm not going to steal, but I'm going to get a big secondary lead, so I guarantee myself of scoring. And then that's where the Astros try to say, okay, we're going to try to take advantage of that aggressiveness, not necessarily the fact he's going to try and steal.
And a cut and a miss. Ramos out on strikes, and the Rays leave a man at second base. Onto the bottom of the first. No score. Take a quick look at the lineup for the Astros, presented by your Southern Ford dealers. George Springer is going to lead off, the right fielder, followed by Alex Bregman and Carlos Correa. Uriel will hit cleanup playing third base. Evan Gaddis in there as the DH. Gonzalez in left. Stassi will be behind the plate. White hitting eighth at first base, and Jake Marishnik in center bats ninth.
Well, taking the mound tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays, left-hander Blake Snell making his 16th start of the season. These numbers across the board very, very good. 87 and a third innings, 97 strikeouts. He's given up 2 earned runs or fewer in 12 of those 15 starts. Remarkably consistent.
And George Springer, who has been the leadoff man for most of this year, leads off here, and he takes the pitch too low. 279 with 14 home runs for Springer. Now a strike for all practical purposes. Springer has been their best hitter against left-handed pitching, hitting .325 against lefties. It's 2-1.
Well, the one thing you'd like to see continue is this is a guy who, one of the few in this lineup who has not been red hot lately. You know, just 3 singles in the last week for George Springer. He has been expanding his zone.
It's a ground ball, and it's grabbed by Echeverria. Throw to first is not going to be in time. Echeverria scrambling to get there, and how he unloaded that throw, who knows, to even make a play on Springer at first, who has a base hit.
Boy, everything moving so quickly here, and Echeverria ranging to his left. Gets the glove on it, and then you saw him just barehanded roll over and throw it, but Springer, too good of an athlete, got down the line too well to beat that out.
Well, here's Bregman, who had the big hit to end the game last night. 40 runs batted in now. He's playing second base tonight. Pitch is a ball. Here's a look at what turned out to be the game-winning double.
How about the plate coverage? Man, that slider down and away, but I'm sure that that's exactly what Alex Bregman was looking for. You know, out there with Sergio Romo in a tight spot like that, probably going to go to his best pitch, and he was able to cover it.
And he takes the pitch too low. Fastball. No interest in that one.
Yeah, and how about that? Didn't even lean. I mean, good pitch recognition. Understood that ball out of the hand. That's not any pitch that I wish to even take a second look at this point. Very good strike zone discipline.
And now he takes ball 3 outside at 96. Well, he can be very quick up there, and that certainly helps with that discipline.
It does, and the fact that you can stay disciplined. You know, 2-0, Alex Bregman is saying, I'm going to swing at one pitch in one spot, and that's it. And if he doesn't see it there, he's still able to take it.
And there's ball 4. So the infield hit and a walk, and Houston has the first 2 men aboard. Well, with the guy pitching against the Rays tonight, Justin Verlander, this is not how you wanted to start the game at the bottom of the first. You don't want to spot this guy any lead.
No, you want to come out sharp. Obviously, you want to do that every start, but you want to come out in attack mode. This is what we saw a little bit from Blake in his last start against the Yankees. Nibbled just a little bit. He walked 4 guys in that ball game in 5 innings. Very uncharacteristic for him at this point. And so you need him to get back in the zone here right away. Nice ground ball double play would be a big help.
Carlos Correa coming into this homestand off a very good road trip. Taps it down to third. Duffy to second, out there, and no play at first. The Rays get the force on Bregman. So Springer moves to third. Correa reaches on a fielder's choice.
And I'll tell you what, that play on Bregman at second was a little closer than you'd like. A little tap chopper. Bregman gets a great jump and makes that very, very close. They did get him, but no chance to try and turn two. And Matt Duffy's got to wait for that thing to get to him.
See Jerry Davis trying to duck out of the way of a potential throw from Wendell. That would not have been pleasant.
Kind of likes his teeth right where they are.
Yuli Gurriel, this guy has been unbelievable with men in scoring position. And he takes the first pitch in for strike one. He's hitting .472 with men in scoring position. Altuve, who's not in the lineup tonight for the first time, second at .407. One ball, one strike. Gurriel with 31 runs batted in. Two and one. Correa hit .360 on their recent road trip with 3 home runs. He's at first. Springer's at third. Gurriel at the plate. 2 and 1. And a miss low right there. 3 balls and a strike. I mean, you look up and down this lineup and the ability to drive in runs. Bregman, who won it last night. Correa, who's at first. Gurriel at the plate. Gaddis, coming off a great road trip and a great week, is on deck, the DH. And ball 4. Gurriel draws the walk. And with that, the bases are loaded for Evan Gaddis. And a quick trip to the mound. Al Snyder, the Rays pitching coach, headed out there.
We talked about it in his last start against the Yankees, that if a group of hitters are going to have a chance against Blake Snell, they need to force him into the strike zone. A lot of teams aren't good enough to do that. And even so, it could be trouble because his stuff is so good. But that's the only chance that you have. If he gets you to expand your zone, you don't have a chance in the world. The Yankees showed patience and were able to run up the pitch count and get him out of that ball game after 5. And right now, the Astro lineup showing patience, not expanding that zone. They've already worked 2 walks, and the bases are loaded. And A.J. Hinch said the same thing. He said, if we're going to have a chance against Blake Snell, we got to force him out over the plate.
Yeah, well, they've done that so far. And how about this? During this 12-game win streak, Evan Gaddis hitting .378. He had an unbelievable road trip on their 10-0 road trip just completed. He drove in 19 runs on that road trip. And now Gaddis, the DH, with the bases loaded. And he starts to go, tried to check and could not. Strike 1. So a big spot for Blake Snell with the bases loaded and 1 out.
And what a give and a tell here by Gaddis. If you could get him to swing at a first pitch curveball like that, boy, you've got a chance to really exploit some aggressiveness.
Puts that one just low. 1 and 1. Lifts a fly ball into right. Gomez camps under it. Springer's going to tag. He'll try to score. Throw to the plate. Got a chance to get him. And they're going to tag him out. He missed the plate. And the Rays get out of that. Unscored upon on the fly ball to right by Gaddis. And Gomez with the throw to the plate. Ramos could not get the tag initially, nor could Springer get the plate. And Ramos goes back to tag him. And Houston does not score. We go to the second. Scored upon. Springer cut down at the plate, an assist for Gomez. We go to the second. Here's Joey Wendell taking ball one down and in from Justin Verlander. C.J. Cron will be next, and then Malik Smith. One. Verlander, 35 years old, 9-2, best earned run average in the American League, coming in with a 161. Fastball there, cranked up to 95 and by Wendell.
Keep it up in the zone, make it tough for a hitter to get on top of it. Now all of a sudden you move it a little bit closer to the hitter and you make it even more difficult. I mean, you've got to be so quick with the bat to get the barrel to a fastball up and in.
And strike three called. Second strikeout for Verlander.
Well, here's our Bonefish Grill fresh catch of the game. Couldn't have come at a bigger time for the Rays. Bases loaded, one out. Gomez up throwing. And you see right there, Wilson Ramos, and where he fielded that ball, forced the wide slide by Springer. Could not get his hand to home plate, and that gave Ramos time to gather that baseball in, secure it, go back and tag him. It was a gutsy move anyway by the Astros because that ball was relatively shallow right field, but they took a chance.
The breaking ball to C.J. Cron. He takes it wide. Gomez due to hit fourth if anybody gets on base in this inning. Cron trying to shake an 0 for 23. And he does. Shot deep to left, and that baby's gone. Home run for C.J. Cron on a 1-0 pitch. Cron hits his 16th home run of the year, and the Rays take an early lead. Well, that's the way to snap it. He had gone 0 for 23. In fact, had gone 3 for 46. He's now 4 for his last 47, and all of those hits have been home runs.
Don't think for 1 second that C.J. Cron, yeah, he realizes the way that they attacked him last night. Fastballs up in the zone, one after the other, getting him to swing at him. Verlander saw all of that. That one didn't get up far enough, and Cron hammered it.
A swing and a miss by Malik Smith.
These guys know, C.J. Cron, they have been really ripping the fastballs up in the zone, close to him, and having success.
Pitch is down, 1-1. Cron had 4 hits in 20 at-bats. That figures out to a 200 average against Verlander, but among hitters who collected hits against Verlander, you'll almost take 4 for 20 off him. And now the 5th hit, a home run.
Hey, what was that, the batting average again since he's come over from Detroit to the Astros was 170, 168, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, 200, you're way above average.
And a cut and a miss. Malik Smith out on strikes. Well, the opposition hitting 160 off Verlander overall this year. And you can look at these numbers since he's come to the Astros. They're hitting only 161.
There it is.
With a 1.63 ERA.
The team record of the games that he has appeared in. Yeah, I mean, these are numbers that hard to fathom at the major league level. Over that amount of time, you know, you think about.
Cut and a miss on the fastball by Gomez.
You think about his last few starts last season, you know, in a pennant race, and then through the postseason all the way to the World Series championship, and then coming out of the gate this year.
And that deal came right down to the wire.
Minutes.
Seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, he's quickly in front of Gomez, who takes the fastball for a strike this time.
And you don't realize he was that waiver wire deadline deal, end of August, not the July 31st
That's exactly right.
deadline.
It's fouled out of play. Dallas Keuchel telling him, "You better get over here." Friendly persuasion.
He was right.
Yeah. Keuchel make a great GM.
Yes. Well, understanding exactly what this team needed and the shot of adrenaline that he gave them. They were already really, really good. And with him, my goodness, next level.
Gomez out on strikes. Fastball 96. 3 strikeouts in the inning, but a home run by C.J. Cron on a 1-0 fastball into the Crawford boxes and left. And the Rays lead 1-0. Store, pick up a Rays discount coupon for $7.11 tickets to the game Friday against the Yankees and keep saving with $5 Budweiser and Bud Lights exclusively on the Budweiser ports. Ages 21 and older, please drink responsibly. Well, the Rays and Blake Snell have a 1-run lead. And here's Gonzalez to lead it off. Marwin Gonzalez 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored last night. Comes into this game hitting .259. And he has been on a surge lately. 1 ball, 1 strike. Stassi next, and then White. Two. He's on 18 of his last 40. It's about 450. Strike 3 called. Gonzalez didn't agree. Pat Hoberg calls him out on strikes.
Well, there's nobody, I promise you, that's hitting 450 on this pitch. You talk about the velocity 1 at 97, and then look where Blake Snell puts it. Downhill. Right at the knees on the outside corner. A perfect pitch.
Max Stassi. The first pitch to him is in there. Well, that's a nice, easy 96 from Snell there to start Stassi. It's 1-1.
Well, you think about where he put that pitch too, very similar to the one that he got Gonzalez on. What a change up right here.
Ground ball, and the Rays had him played perfectly. It's Wendell on the shortstop side of second. 2 up and 2 down on a strikeout and a ground out.
Does not get much better as far as placement goes on that one. That ball hard hit, gets by Blake Snell. You're thinking up the middle, but there's where that shift comes into play. Saves you.
Tyler White playing first base tonight, getting a start. Played parts of 2 seasons and 1 for 4 in this season. Just recently up. A ball, no strikes. They got the call from their AAA club Fresno last Friday. And now a strike. It's 1-1. And that is strike 2 on the outside corner. Nice pitch right there. And it's 1-2. Ground ball to third. Duffy with the throw to first. A strikeout and 2 ground outs. On to the 3rd inning we go. 1-0 Rays.
1-0 against the Astros here in Houston. Well, it is Trivia Tuesday, and because the Astros are on a 12-game win streak, I thought it was only appropriate that the Trivia Tuesday question today is, what is the longest win streak in Rays history? Is it A, 8 wins, B, 12 wins, or C, 16 wins? We will tell you the answer later in the broadcast.
All right, we'll look for Michelle later with the answer to the trivia question tonight. And Danny Echeverria takes a strike to begin the third. Echeverria getting another start. He was in the lineup at shortstop Sunday in New York. And he went 3 for 4 with a run scored. Well, on that 12-game winning streak, the Astros, how about this, averaging 7.2 runs a game. And a wave and a miss. Fastball as Verlander went up with it and strikes out Echeverria. First time through the lineup. That's 5 strikeouts for Verlander tonight.
Yeah, the last 5 outs.
Yep. 5 of the last 6 hitters.
But that 6th hitter, Dwayne, was a homer. Rays have the lead.
Now Kevin Kiermaier returning to the lineup. Kiermaier popped out to Gurriel, who's the only man on the left side of the infield. Astros employ the shift against Kiermaier.
But they have him positioned as if he's taking away the bunt. Yeah, they've got him over closer to the line at the cut.
Pitch is up, 1-0. Kiermaier was in 5 games on his rehab assignment. A couple at Charlotte and 3 at Durham. And was 7 of 17. Fouls it back. Felt he was swinging the bat very well and said, hey, what am I doing here in the minor leagues? I feel good. Hit the ball well. So he's activated and he faces Verlander.
And he had to know that.
After
you look.
After a 60-game layoff, you come back and face this guy.
Jump in the deep end. Get it out of the way.
That's right.
Anybody outside of Verlander, it's all downhill from there.
And then he drops a curve in to make it 1-2.
Might be the first one we've seen all night. He's been heavy on the fastball and the slider, which is to be expected. Sprinkle in the curveball.
And he's kind of defending himself there and fouls it.
And that's where you wonder about that injury and what he feels on a pitch like that, because that is an aggressive heater, up and in, jamming. These do not feel good.
Bounds the fastball out of play.
You would certainly think, though, that the amount of BP that he's taken, balls off the tee, getting his swing back, strengthening all the, oblique and the core muscles, that he's hit enough, knows exactly how that hand's going to react.
Ooh, strike 3 call. Back with the breaking stuff, and he gets Kiermaier looking.
And isn't it interesting, Dwayne, as we mentioned, that's the second curveball now that he's thrown here in this ball game, and it's the second time through the lineup. So first time through, heavy with that fastball slider, and now as you face these guys for the second time, you bring out a new toy, and he's able to drop that one right at the top of the zone.
Two up, 2 down. Duffy lifts it into right center field. Marisnik on the run. He's going to be there and makes the catch. Over from center. Marisnik runs it down. 1-0 Rays, mid-3. Fox Sports Sun is brought to you by WB Mason. Who but WB Mason, the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. By the Florida Department of Transportation. Drive sober or get pulled over. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Texas 10-gallon hats of a sort. We go to the bottom of the third. Vic Marishnik shortens on the bat, takes the pitch for ball one.
Do you wear yours often? We have a couple of those.
Yes, we did. And they're very difficult to store and travel with. Base hit up the middle by Marishnik. He'll be aggressive on his turn, but Kiermaier gets the ball back to the infield. And Marishnik is aboard with a base hit. Well, there you go.
We look thrilled.
They look real.
We look really, really thrilled to have those on our head.
Oh, we look thrilled. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
very exuberant there.
When can we take those off? We're going to need you to turn around, pretend like you're doing the game with them on.
Yeah. Anything for the show.
Anything.
Yeah, that's it. Leadoff base hit. Here's George Springer. The pitch is a strike. Springer reached on an infield hit his first time. Eventually was thrown out at the plate on the third assist of the year by Carlos Gomez. Ground ball. Out at second. Echeverria's throw to first. Not in time there. Wendell feeding that ground ball to Echeverria to get the lead man. And Echeverria not getting enough on that throw to get Springer. And A.J. Hinch wants to take a look at second base.
Yep, here it is. Here's the flip as he's coming in. Yeah, he tapped it right there. You could clearly see him moving, but you're throwing on the run, and that thing floated just a hair to allow Springer to get in. Watch the tap there. Getting enough on it.
So Springer's aboard with one out. Alex Bregman at the plate. Walked his first time.
Well, let's take a look at a scouting report on Alex Bregman. And on this, you look at this Houston Astro lineup, and he is a hidden gem. I mean, he's slowly but surely making a name for himself. But when you look at Altuve and Correa and Springer, sometimes he gets lost in the shuffle, but he is a heck of a ball player. And he's got a month-long streak going back to May the 15th. He has reached base safely in all 29 games since then. In fact, 26 of the 29 he's reached by getting a hit. That was 3 no hits, but has taken a walk or been hit by a pitch.
Yeah, and unfortunately for the Rays, he extended that in the bottom of the ninth last night. He'd gone 0 for 4 and then doubled to reach and drive in the tying and winning runs. Good jump by Springer and a bouncing ball foul third base side. Now it's 1-2.
Boy, and he had that swiped easy. That was a fortunate foul ball there for the Rays. Springer going on first movement off the lefty Snell, which is the way that it must be done. It would have been in there maybe even without a throw.
And this one will bounce away from Ramos, and down to second goes Springer. So he moves into second base on the very next pitch.
You know what? And Blake Snell knew that he would have made it, stealing second the previous pitch. So all of a sudden, he holds the ball longer than he normally does, then tries a little modified slide step, and that ball ends up well short and in off the plate, ends up down at second anyway.
So a wild pitch moves Springer into scoring position. It's the 10th wild pitch of the year charged to Blake Snell. Pitch down and in. You're talking about Bregman and how valuable he's been to this Houston team. 2 years ago, this club finished with 84 wins, 84 and 78, thinking they might have a shot. And there were discussions about Alex Bregman as the Astros tried to upgrade their pitching. And clubs always wanted Bregman, and they would not part with him. Full count now. Shoots it into right center field. Gomez on the run. That's going to be off the wall. He got a good carry to throw to second. Bregman's going to be out there. Crossing the plate is Springer. Bregman got into second and lost contact with the bag. He's sticking around out there, but Jerry Davis was on top of the call, and the Astros are waiting to see if they want to take a look at that play. So a run is in, and we'll see if Houston wants to take a look at this play right here.
They do. Right here, he gets in with that right hand. Wide tag comes off. And then goes back in with the left. Did Echeverria get him before that? Good thing for the Rays. This play went their way. Let's take a look at that glove. Ever gets it.
He might have gotten the tip of his little finger on the right hand. Boy, that's going to be an interesting discussion they have in New York. So a run in. There's Echeverria and Bregman involved in that play at second base. Well, there you go. Bregman over to talk with Alex Centrone while the umpires await a decision from New York. The initial call is out, so the Rays have that going for them. Jerry Davis involved on the call. Boy, they're looking at all the angles. Has to be clear and convincing. And the decision has been rendered. He is out at second base. So it stands. The challenge by Houston, and the original call stands. So Echeverria will get the put out.
Just not enough there to overturn it. I mean, you could think anything you want. The glove got there, didn't get there. I think that's one of those where the call that was made initially was going to stand regardless. And if you looked at all those different angles, and it works out for the Rays. It's two now base runners that Astros have lost on the bases.
Here's Carlos Correa. The pitch is a strike.
When you think about where they've lost him, at home plate and at second base with what would have been just one out.
Carlos Gomez picking up assist on both of them. 0-2. And back with it again. And again, a cut and a miss by Correa. Strikes out on the breaking ball. A run home for Houston. We're through 3, tied 1-1. Justin Verlander's 2 no-hitters back in 2007 against the Milwaukee Brewers, and then in 2011 his second no-hitter, giving up just 1 walk and throwing a no-hitter against the Toronto Blue Jays. Here the Rays have a run off him on 2 hits, the run coming on the C.J. Cron home run. Jake Bauers takes a strike to begin the 4th inning. 40th pitch of the game for Verlander. Coming into this game, lefties hitting 135 against Verlander.
And you got to believe that a lot of lineups are lefty heavy. You're going to get all your lefties out there against him. Maybe not now, but you know, that fastball that he runs up and away, you just saw the breaking ball. We've seen the curveball make an appearance here, second time through the lineup.
It's a ball, 2 strikes.
The breaking balls are sharp enough to get you to swing over the curveball, but that slider, he does a great job of locating it on lefties. That back foot slider gets a lot of swings as they look for that, the hard stuff down and in.
Sharp foul. Early Toyota inside look on Verlander, 14th season. World Series champion last year. 400 starts, by the way. The MVP and Cy Young Award in 2011 after the Rookie of the Year award in 06. He was 17-9 in 30 starts as a rookie for the Detroit Tigers. Came up for a couple of starts in 05, lost them both, and then went 17-9 to become the Rookie of the Year. Bauers chops another one foul.
Doing a nice job here of battling those sliders down and in. Interesting to see how Justin Verlander, much like Garrett Cole, changed a little bit once getting to the Houston Astros, becoming a slightly different pitcher than he had been with the Tigers.
3-2. Well, there's been a renewal in velocity. That slider has been a great pitch. You know, for a long time, that curveball was almost a signature pitch for him with the good velocity on the fastball.
Yeah, now that's really his 3rd offer.
Yep.
It's led to you know, a career high in swing and miss rate, career high in strikeouts per 9, career low in walks per 9. All of that started when he came to the Astros last season.
3-2 and a cut and a miss. Verlander picks up the strikeout. Strikeout number 7.
Well, Jake Bauers put up a heck of a fight, but just too much Verlander at the end. Bores that fastball middle in.
Well, there's the breakout this year, all career best. Strikeouts per 9 innings. Breaking ball to Ramos is fouled away. Strike 1.
And think about this, when he went to the Astros last season, you know, for however many starts it was at the end, 5, 6, 7 starts.
He made 5 starts during the regular season.
He was 29% swing and miss rate. This year he's 28.4. When he was with the Tigers, it was a little over 22.5. I mean, that's a huge jump, basically overnight.
Which is down. 1-1 the count on Ramos.
We saw the same thing with Garrett Cole. That one makes a little more sense because they changed him from being a power sinker guy to a power 4-seamer guy.
Yeah, they basically told him to put the sinker in his back pocket.
Yes. And yeah, I think that's what they told him.
Wave and a miss on the breaking ball.
I was given a little bit of a different report yesterday afternoon. But yeah, that's exactly what they told him to do. And You know, Verlander comes over, all of a sudden the four-seamer elevated becomes a bigger pitch for him, the slider over the curveball. They had obviously done their homework, and he bought right in. That's the thing. You know, that's how he had pitched his whole career, you know, with that curveball and the fastball, but all of a sudden now he comes over here.
Well, here's the other factor. How about that?
Yeah, I was begging to not go here. Just lots of numbers, columns.
Yeah, he's spinning that baseball now. Ramos out on strikes. 8 strikeouts. Eight of the last 9 outs have come on strikeouts.
You know, here's the thing, too. He's 35. Why now? How do you find that extra spin, that extra little life and giddy up all of a sudden? And I mean, it was almost one start to the next.
Yep.
And if it's that easy, why can't every team have their pitchers find a little bit more? I mean, doesn't that strike you? You remember you had that back and forth, Trevor Bauer talking about, gee, I wish it was that
Bowers,
easy. Bowers
said it was a sticky subject.
Yeah. And then Trevor Bauer goes out, his next start after saying all that, and his spin rate goes up a couple hundred. It is interesting. Because you're thinking, if that's all that it was, well,
why isn't everybody?
Why doesn't everybody get a pitching staff together where everybody's spin rate goes up like they have here?
Yeah.
You know, because you think about Garrett Cole, you think about Charlie Morton, you think about Justin Verlander. They're all at their career apex of spin rate with some years in the game.
Yep.
So they've got a formula over here that is working very, very well.
Or it could be the humidity. 1-1 the count. That's a strike. Down around the knees. 1-2. Probably not, but it could be.
Well, you never know.
Yeah.
It's been very humid. Well, actually, it's been very wet the last couple of days here.
Darting down and in.
Well, whatever it is, this starting rotation has found a formula. It's working, and they are pitching at a high level with a ton of confidence.
Yeah, they're pitching well. They're hitting well.
They catch the ball as well as anybody.
Yep. This is a better team this year than last year. And they were World Series winners last year. This one by White. Springer's going to run it down. Wendell digs for second, and he's in there hustling with a double. Well, White hit the dirt at first after it. Sliding stop by Springer and a sliding arrival at second by Wendell. A lot going on that 2-out double.
Starts with the breaking ball down that Joey Wendell's able to get to. You know, a lot of teams have been going after him with just that pitch. He gets it by White. Here's a nifty little play out there by Springer to come up with that and make a play out of it. Joey Wendell pop-up slide.
Yeah, Springer's something else out there. And he took a great angle with great speed and a great slide and great glove work. And Wendell has himself a double.
Well, just think about running at that speed and making a nice clean slide. And then, oh, by the way, glove a hard hit ball that's bounding out to you with a little something behind it. That's how good these guys are, how athletic they are.
One to Crone. CJ hitting his 16th home run, and that equals his single season high. It's fouled into the screen. See those 16 home run totals in each of the last 3 years, and not in a full season. He's reached that mark 16 in 70 games. The Rays playing in their 73rd game tonight. A little popper up the right side, drifting toward the stands. Well out of play, still 1-2. Take a look at that home run by Crone in the second.
That's a poorly located fastball, and he did not miss it. Hopefully that's the shot that gets him going.
And it's second on the 2-out double. Conference there. Stassi out to talk with Verlander. Rays and the Astros tomorrow night. Nathan Ubaldi and Charlie Morton. See the gun lighting up tomorrow as well. Ubaldi down the road here in Alvin, Texas. Little tapper at third base. Glove by Gurriel. And the throw, a backhanded scoop by Tyler White, ends the top of the fourth. 1-1 ball game. Brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealers. By El Dorado Furniture, a different kind of furniture store for over 50 years. And by your local Ford dealers. Rays in Houston tonight, middle game of a 3-game series. Great to have you looking in on this pitching matchup of Blake Snell and Justin Verlander. Rays got a run on the Crone home run in the second. Houston a run in the third, driven in by Alex Bregman. And Gurriel leads off the bottom of the fourth. Yuli Gurriel 1-0. He walked his first time. Evan Gaddis next. And then Marwin Gonzalez due up. Pitch low. 2-0. Big cut right there. Gurriel trying to lift that one.
Yeah, doing Blake Snell a favor. That's a 2-0 fastball where you want your hitter at the plate to keyhole and look for something out over in the middle. He went after a pitch clearly way below the zone. I tell you, you breathe new life into a pitcher, and then all of a sudden 2-1 changeup, and now you're back to even, and quite frankly, you're in trouble. 2 strikes against Snell.
And did he go? Yes, he did. He tried to check. Nick Lentz said he went too far.
You talk about snatching at bat away from somebody. You know, 2-0 fastball that should have made it 3-0 becomes 2-1, and then change up curveball and go sit down. Nice comeback.
Here's Evan Gaddis. Takes one down out of the zone. One. 47 runs batted in now for Gaddis. Gaddis with 21 runs batted in his last 12 games, and that has placed him in a 5th place tie in the home run or the RBI totals. 2 and 1. Gaddis with 47, Correa with 47. Both tied for 5th in the American League. Fastball, and he missed it. 2 and 2.
Boy, any time that you have a team that doesn't have to lean on a couple of guys to drive in runs and be productive, Gaddis, Correa, Altuve, Springer, get it from all over the place. And that means on any given night,
yep,
it could be 2 or 3 guys, but it could be a different 2 or 3 guys for the next few games. Marwin Gonzalez. You think about Yuli Gurriel with runners in scoring position.
Yeah.
He's driving runs in.
Coming in, hitting over 470 with men in scoring position. A strikeout on that fastball. Got him to 2-2, and he just challenged him up.
Blake Snell's starting to get on a nice little roll here. Couple of strikeouts. Power heater. You can see Wilson Ramos. He put that right where he wanted it. One at the top of the zone. Well, you'll get it there.
Now Marwin Gonzalez. So 4 strikeouts on the night by Snell, 3 in a row. A foul out of play. Used the fastball a couple times for strike 3 and a curveball the other 2 times. There's a big cut and a miss. 0-2. Two up, 2 down. 1-1 tie in the bottom of the 4th. And strike 3 call. Gonzalez not happy. Snell strikes out the side. A pair of aces going at it tonight. Justin Verlander and Blake Snell. And we go to the 5th inning, tied 1-1. Marwin Gonzalez not happy with the call, third strike. There's a look at that pitch. Pat Hoberg calls him out on strikes, and Gonzalez gets himself ejected from this game.
Not worth it. I mean, that pitch is certainly close enough to call. You can't argue balls and strikes, and that's what Marwin Gonzalez was doing. But that pitch, if it was in off the plate, I mean, it was a smidge. That's certainly close enough to be called. That just cost the Astros an important player.
And Tony Kemp takes over in left as we go to the fifth. Alex Smith fouls it back and out of play. T.J. Hinch came out to plead the case and try to calm things down a little bit. Jerry Davis in from second base.
Remember, Dwayne, his first at bat was the 97-mile-an-hour fastball at the kneecaps on the outside corner. He wasn't happy with that one.
Yep.
And now this one it just was something that was snowballing first 4 innings of this game. And I'm sure that's what it was. It just a build-up. Because that pitch by itself in a snapshot, not worth getting run over.
Well, 1-1 the count. Pat Hoberg, young umpire, made his debut in 2014 out of Des Moines. And now it's down 2-1. Verlander falling behind Alex Smith. The Rays would love to get some speed aboard to open the inning.
At least you force Verlander to have to deal with it and think about it.
It's popped up, foul ball. Gurriel's after it, but it will be out of reach. And it's a 3-2 count. Well, we've had one walk in this game. Bregman walked in the first. Verlander has not walked a Rays hitter. Now the 3-2. Smith chops it to short. Correa makes the play. Smith grounds out, so Verlander works his way back after being down in the count.
Well, this is what I think happened here. That fastball down and away at 97. Marwin Gonzalez did not like getting rung up on that call by Pat Hoberg. And so all of a sudden, fast forward to his last at bat, breaking ball right there on the inside corner, and he gets rung up, and he's like, that's it. I can't cover both of those. And Pat's like, not tonight you can. Why don't you go shower up, we'll get you tomorrow.
Carlos Gomez. It's a big cut and misses the fastball up. Struck out on that pitch in the second inning, and Verlander starts him with 96 up the second time around. Short is on the bat. Pitch is a ball. It's 1-1.
But Yuli Gurriel was making a beeline for home plate. We've seen Gomez do this before, did it up in New York. Dropping in a base hit.
And a bit wide with the fastball there. 2-1. Goes out there again, about the same spot, and misses a little wide. It's 3 balls and a strike. A.J. Hinch imploring Pat Hoberg to call strikes. A 3-1 count.
When they are, I will.
Cut and a miss. the fastball away, but on the corner and a swing and miss on it. The count is full. There's a foul ball back. It's interesting to watch managers from both dugouts trying to work the plate umpire a little bit, trying to maybe put them in a frame of mind to call a close pitch for a strike, especially after you've had a guy ejected. And those two pitches from Verlander were off the plate. And Holberg, a young umpire, but his reputation is that normally he's going to make you throw a strike. This one is fouled out of play. When you look at the few seasons he's been in the big leagues, he is not a guy to give a lot of strikes off the plate. He's going to make you be on the plate. Three-two. And ball four. Pitch down. The Rays get a base runner on the walk to Gomez. Gomez, as we mentioned last night, had what turned out to be an unhappy run here as a member of the Astros and the fans. And Carlos Gomez, not cordially acquainted.
No, not in the least. I love when he was asked about it last night too, about being booed. He said, "Oh, that was nothing. It was much worse when I played here. That didn't bother me at all."
Throw to first, and Gomez is back in.
That was my reaction. I just broke out laughing out loud. It's such a great retort.
Echeverria out on 3 pitches his first time. Bounds it back. Started early on another fastball there. Got a little bit of it.
That's what Verlander will do, force you to speed up your decision making, speed up your hands and your swing. And then here comes slider down and away with late break. One of those guys that is so good because of that spin he's able to create to keep the ball in the zone longer than most before it makes its break out. That's why that's so important, you know, that spin rate on the breaking ball.
Well, Echeverria activated and playing shortstop. Adames not in the lineup tonight, but Adames figures to get the bulk of the playing time at shortstop, even though Echeverria is back off the DL. 0-2, and Kevin Cash has said when Echeverria plays, they're going to play him at short.
Yeah.
But Adames is going to play most of the time at shortstop.
You know, the potential for an awkward situation that so far all parties have handled like pros. And you can see how, you know, Echeverria, I'm sure in his mind, it's like, I'm an everyday shortstop in the big leagues. Willie Adames wants to get that opportunity.
Fly ball deep back into center. Marishnik will have room. Going back, Gomez trying to get there in time to tag, but he's not going to get back in time, and he'll have to hold it first. Echeverria lofting the fly ball to pretty much straightaway center for Marishnik. Had to go back on it.
You know, and if Carlos Gomez had any thought of really trying to tag up there, he did get a late break back to first that didn't allow for that. I think that would have been a, you know, an aggressive play, maybe one worth making here with 2 outs, you know, 1-1 game where you're more than likely going to have to try to create some offense, whether you're the Astros or the Rays. He just didn't allow himself that opportunity.
Well, here's Kiermaier. Now, here's the thing about Verlander. 3 steals against him this year. 1 caught stealing, 3 pickoffs.
Yeah, and you know what? Here's the thing, too. When you look at Carlos Correa, where he's at, Carlos Gomez is a guy that may try to steal. This is where Correa is. Now, he's going to come in a little bit closer, but he's not exactly in the greatest position to try to take a throw from Stassi behind the plate. So See if the Rays.
There's that move by Verlander. That's where that comes in handy.
Boy, you're right, especially from a right-handed pitcher. Because you would love to send him. I'm going to tell you, when you look to see where Correa is, he's got to come a long way to take that throw if Gomez does break.
Ground ball down to first by Kiermaier, right to Tyler White. No runs, a walk, and a man left through 4 1/2. 1-1 ball game.
Here at Minute Maid Park in Houston. Well, it is time now for your Chevy Prospect Spotlight. We're looking at catcher Ronaldo Hernandez, who this season in Low A Bowling Green has a .307 average with 10 home runs and 50 RBIs and a .530 slugging percentage. Hernandez is out of Colombia and is just 19 years old. It's pretty impressive.
Another look at the prospect the Rays have, this time at the A level. Stassi leading off. 1-0 the count in the bottom of the 5th. Stassi, White, and Marishnik due up. One and one. Stassi on a ground ball. All headed up the middle, and Wendell on the shift was there. Now with a 1-2 count, he moves to the first base side of second, but still deep behind the bag. Joey Wendell. 2-2 now.
A heavy shade.
That's it.
And then look at the outfield. Kind of
the other way.
Yes.
A cut and a miss. That takes care of the Houston catcher. Strikeout number 6 on the night for Snell, and that's 5 in a row.
Yeah, and Blake Snell is getting into a really nice rhythm with that curveball, getting a lot of strikes with it, allowing him to get ahead of these hitters, and he's been putting away a number of them with that pitch. You know, on any given night, it could be anything. Could be the elevated heater, could be the slider, you know, down and into these righties. Sometimes it's the curveball, and you can certainly see that he's feeling comfortable with that pitch here right now.
Ball 1 to Tyler White.
That's why it's always nice to have options.
And boy, does he.
Yep.
That's the encouraging thing about him. This is with a fastball upstairs, 2-0. 2-1. 8-4 on the year for Blake Snell. 4-1 at home. 4-3 on the road. And he misses wide with a fastball and is behind the number 8 hitter. 3 balls and a strike to count. Center fielder Marishnik on deck. That's a strike. Fastball that just does pick up the corner. And that one comes in too high. Walk to the 8th placed hitter. Second walk allowed tonight by Snell. Uwal Gurriel in the first. And after 5 consecutive strikeouts, a base on balls, 1 on 1 out in the bottom of the 5th for the center fielder and the number 9 hitter, Jake Marishnik. Fly ball into right. Gomez will go to the edge of the track and makes the catch. Back to first goes White. So Marishnik taking that one the other way for out number 2.
Getting some high fives from his teammates. Just ran out of room, not enough into it.
Now the top of the order, George Springer. 1 for 2 tonight. The infield hit in the first inning. He shoots it toward left center field, but Kiermaier is over there for it to make the catch. We're through 5. This game tied 1-1. C.J. Cron hit a 1-0 fastball into the seats and left, his 16th home run of the year. Verlander giving up that 1 run while striking out 8 and walking 1 through 5 innings. Blake Snell for the Rays, a run on 3 hits in 5 innings. 68 pitches for Snell, 80 for Verlander. So this has been the pitching duel that we imagined it might be. Duffy leading off here. Duffy, Bowers, and Ramos. Duffy's hit came in the first. 1 for 2 and a strike to count here as he faces Verlander for the 3rd time tonight. That's on the corner, down and away. 0-2.
Yeah, and you know, for the most part, Justin Verlander has been on point all night. You know, gave him that home run. Joey Wendell, he got a tough pitch for a base hit to walk to Gomez. It was a long fought battle. Blake Snell's been getting better as his outing is going along.
And Duffy is out on strikes.
Boy, I'll tell you,
9 for Verlander.
when you can combine elite stuff with pitchability, you know, think about the previous slider for strike 2, right on the corner. Okay, well now I'm going to expand. I'm going to take that same pitch and I'm going to move it maybe 6 inches further away and expand the zone and get the chase. That's what these two guys are capable of doing, and that's why this is a special night.
Jake Bauers 0 for 2. He had a battle going in the 4th with Verlander. Verlander finally struck him out, but Bauers worked an 8-pitch at bat against him. Strike 1. That pitch stayed in at 96. Didn't miss by much. 1-1. It's how to play the other way. Well, the Rays hooked up in another close one, dropping the first game last night 5-4. 1-1 ball game in the 6th inning tonight. Enough to stay alive. Run 3 hits for Houston, a run 3 hits for the Rays. Rays have stranded 3. The Astros have stranded 3. Pop fly toward the line and left. Kemp coming in and just foul, makes the catch. Enough hang time for Kemp to get there. And now Wilson Ramos will be the hitter with the bases empty and 2 gone. Ramos moving into the lead in the catching category for the All-Star game. He was second and now has passed Gary Sanchez of the Yankees. Ramos lines a base hit through the middle and into center field. Jumping on the first pitch. Hit number 4 off Verlander for the Rays.
Boy, nice. Follow that slider breaking down and away and using the middle of the field. We've seen Wilson Ramos do that an awful lot, up the middle the other way with power. You leave the ball. We saw last night. Garrett Cole, first pitch heater, right field, gave the Rays a 2-0 lead.
Joey Wendell. He's 1 of 2 with a double in the 4th. Takes ball 1 down and in. Again, taken low and in. 2 balls, no strikes. Verlander got Wendell looking on a fastball at 95, got ahead of him in the 2nd. Then the double in the 4th, and now Wendell's ahead in the count in the 6th inning, 2-0. another take. He continues to work him down and in. And Wendell has taken all 3 of those pitches. It's 3-0.
It's been a hole that teams have gone after for Joey Wendell. But, you know, his last at-bat was a breaking ball down and in that he got into right field for a double. And now Verlander being careful with that pitch, and he's missed 3 in a row.
And he finds the strike zone at the very top, 96.
Joey Wendell needs to realize here, and I'm sure that he does, that he is still in control of this count. Can afford to be picky.
Three pitches now for Verlander. Ground ball. There's a base hit into center field. Ramos will advance to second. Wendell 2 for 3. With 2 outs, 2 men aboard.
I got a fastball out over the plate. So he's taking the breaking ball down and into right. The fastball out over the plate up the middle.
The hitter is C.J. Cron, who has given the Rays their run tonight with his 16th home run of the year. And Cron takes a fastball on the inside part. Strike 1. Check, that's a strike anyway. And it's 0-2. Fastball away, strikes him out. 10 for Verlander. The Rays do not score. They leave 2, picking up 2 hits, and we're tied at 1.
Photo or video with hashtag Hats Off for Heroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Well, Blake Snell goes back to the mound for the Rays through 5. He's given up 1 run, 3 hits, and is hooked up in a 1-1 ball game against the Astros and Justin Verlander. Blake will be facing Alex Bregman to lead off, who's been on twice tonight with a walk and a single. First pitch is a ball. Correa next, and then Gurriel. That's a strike. Fastball over the heart of the plate. Two and one. Houston starting the day 2 games up in the AL West ahead of Seattle. The Rays a half game out of third in the East behind the Blue Jays. That's a fair ball, foul ball. Just foul. Brian Knight made the call at the last moment there. Duffy played it from behind the bag, and it was just foul.
Just enough topspin on that chopper. Matt Duffy was doing his best to get to that baseball as quickly as he could while it's in fair territory. They would have recorded the out. Jake Bauer is going for that backhand with Bregman bearing down on him. Uncomfortable.
Now the 2-2 pitch. And it's a little bit high. Snell gave up a walk to Bregman in the first. The other walk was to White last inning in the 5th. And now a full count.
And this is a huge pitch. Yep. This part of the game, this part of the lineup.
And he misses down and walks the leadoff hitter.
And you know, Alex Bregman has such good plate discipline. And Blake Snell trying to get him there with the changeup, but it came out of the hand well below the zone. It was an easy take. And now you've got to go to work.
Carlos Correa, nothing of 2. Reached on a fielder's choice, struck out on the breaking ball in the 3rd. And he strikes him on that breaking pitch to get strike 1.
Expect that to be a theme in this at-bat. Been a good pitch for him most of the night.
Just a tad low. Baseball down there. Ball 1. Now 2-1. Well, this is the 3rd time tonight the Astros have put the leadoff man aboard in an inning. Springer opened the first with a single. They did not score. Marisnik opened the 3rd with a base hit, and they did score. Now Bregman with a walk in the 6th. A 2-1 count on Correa. Take the count to 2-2. Paramount to Gary Pettis. Houston third base coach. Boy, he was extremely fast in his playing days.
Detroit? Yeah.
And the 2-2. Ooh, very close right there. It's a ball, and now we go to 3-2.
I wondered when that pitch was going to make its return. He got to hit him with it. Comes back with another curveball to close him close. Let's see if they put Bregman here in motion. Sit tight.
They're going to toss over there just to make sure.
Trying to see if there's any giveaway here. This is that fine line between, do we try to create some offense or do we let our big boy take it into his own hands? Full count. Too early.
And there's ball 4. He missed with a fastball. Back-to-back walks to open the 6th.
The lead by Bregman told you he wasn't going to go. They're going to leave it up to Correa. Well, I thought after that first pitch curveball swing, for strike 1, you'd see more of that pitch. He didn't come back to it until it was 2-2. A lot of heaters and a lot of them out of the zone.
Yuli Gurriel is the hitter. You worry about this guy. And that's a strike. 2 walks in front of Gurriel, who came into the game hitting .472 with men in scoring position. Strike 2. Dealing with the middle part of the order. Gurriel, Gaddis on deck. Ground ball again into the dugout. Homered in the 2nd for the Rays. Bregman single home Springer in the 3rd for Houston. Ground ball, shortstop. Out at 2nd. Out at 1st. The Rays get the double play ball. Bregman advances to 3rd. Gurriel out 6-4-3 on the double play.
Well, Gurriel, as good as he's been with runners in scoring position, he has a career high ground ball rate. And boy, does that come in handy here. 6-4-3, about as routine as you're going to get in this situation, but not out of the woods yet.
Well, Evan Gaddis, just off that monster road trip, 0 for 2 tonight. 47 runs batted in for the year. 19 coming on their 10-game road trip. Upstairs, Snell went 2-2 with Gaddis in the 4th inning and got him to chase a fastball up and struck him out.
We'll put him on.
Now they're going to walk him intentionally.
You don't have any real options here besides Tony Kemp, who's a left-handed hitter. That's a tough matchup against the lefty Blake Snell, already in the ball game. How about that Marwin Gonzalez ejection? How that comes back to potentially haunt you. You don't have
Kemp
to pitch to Gaddis.
Yep. Kemp took over in left in the 5th inning. Kemp played last night, had an infield hit, was 1 for 3 with a sacrifice. Well, that's the other thing about him. If he makes contact, that speed is always an issue. Pitch is upstairs. And a fly ball into center. Kiermaier is there to make the catch, and the Rays get out of that after the first two men were walked. Seventh inning coming, 1-1 tie.
It is 1-1. Justin Verlander, we talked earlier in the game about his spin rate on that four-seam fastball and what he's been able to do with that. You see 95.5 miles an hour, the spin rate up there at 26.47. The average is about 2,200. So when you're able to spin it like that, especially when you put it up in the zone where he's put it a lot here tonight and a lot over the course of this season, it just stays up there a little bit longer. It doesn't have the drop rate. There's a lot of other guys, and he keeps it up there. You swing through it, he racks up strikeouts as he has tonight, 10 in 6 innings.
Yeah, that gives him 130 strikeouts on the year with only 21 walks. And here's Malik Smith swinging through that pitch up, a fastball, strike one. Malik struck out on a slider in the second. Grounded out his last time. The ball hit to the shortstop, Correa. It's up and away. This next pitch will be pitch number 100 of the night for Verlander. Outfield way around the other way. Springer is a good 95 feet at least, maybe 100 feet off the right field line. And a swing and a miss makes it 1-2. Get a fastball up. At 100 pitches. Rays run came on the second inning home run by C.J. Cron. They left Wendell at second in the fourth. Gomez at first in the third. And a couple men on base, first and second in the sixth inning. 2-2 the count on Malik's. Carlos Gomez waiting on deck. Fouls it away. Smith looking for his first hit in this series. 0 for 4 last night. Lifted into left. Kemp breaks back and now in a couple steps. That is the first out in the 7th. Well, time now for the Lowe's whole team together. When we look at quality starts and the leading staff in the major leagues, the Astros with 54, the Indians next with 45. So a healthy lead in that department reflects how good this Houston pitching staff has been. The team ERA of 2.91.
I think that's why it's been remarkable, and people around the game talk about the fact that the Seattle Mariners have hung as close as they have. And I think that's why a lot of people feel like unless there is a catastrophic injury, that the Astros are going to be the team that wins the American League West based on that starting rotation and what they're able to do night in and night out, giving their team a chance to win. I mean, Dallas Keuchel is 4-8 with an ERA of over 4. Very un-Dallas Keuchel-like, and I'm sure that he will turn that around.
You saw Seattle there dropping a half game back, 2.5 off the pace. They lost to the Yankees in New York 7-2. Pitch is too high and he held up. Gomez with a strikeout and a walk tonight. A single and a walk last night and going 1 for 3. And that is ball 3. Fastball off the zone. Pitch up, but outside.
And Pat Hoberg has been consistent, and those pitches, if you're I mean, just a smidge off, you may get it. Those have always been balls here tonight.
Cut and a miss. It's a challenge fastball up there at 95 to take the count to 3-2.
He's banking on Carlos Gomez getting big and long with the swing, which is exactly what he did. 3-1, a hitter sometimes has that tendency.
Fouled away. Rondon up in the bullpen for Houston. The pitch count at 109. He has made as many as 118 in a start this year. Foul the other way. We'll see another 3-2 pitch. Verlander has one shutout that came over the Angels, and that was in that 118 pitch game when he walked 1, struck out 7, and shut out the Angels 2-0. Another 3-2 pitch about to be made to Carlos Gomez, who steps back, granted time by Pat Hoberg. Lifted to the right side. Tyler White's after it near the stands, and into the stands he goes, and that pop foul out of his reach.
Now, borderline play there, and it looked like Tyler White had a chance at it. Coming over there, and just out of the reach. If he gets to the low wall a little sooner and it's not drifting, you lean in and catch it. But see how just kind of feeling his way over there, and that ball. Big guy to get back over top of that wall.
3-2, and it's popped up. White coming in from first base for this one. Fair ball, and he makes the catch. So 2 gone. So the bases are empty for Adeiny Echeverria. Now the Braves have beaten the Blue Jays 11-4. There's a strike. Echeverria tonight has struck out, hit a fly ball to center field. One and one, he held up. Echeverria getting his second start since coming off the DL. He started Sunday in New York and went 3 for 4 with a run scored. Ooh, he swings and misses. Went after the fastball up out of the zone. Verlander at 115 pitches. And this will be his second highest pitch count. And the foul ball. Rays got their run in the second. Houston a run in the third. They've been tied since then. Ball, 2-strike count. Here it is again. And it's fouled back one more time. So Echeverria battling Verlander. His next pitch will equal his season's high in the pitch count department. Two, and again a foul, skied out of play. Alex Smith lifted a fly ball to left. Carlos Gomez popped to first. 1-2 on Echeverria. One more time. And a chopper foul outside of third. So now officially the highest pitch count of the year. The Rays have worked him for 119 pitches. 2 outs into the 7th inning. And that pitch, breaking ball outside, and he held up. And the appeal down to Nick Lentz. 2-2. Been an 8-pitch at bat for Echeverria. Popped up, fouled again, and out of play it goes. What a battle. Echeverria against Verlander. 2-2 again. And a ground ball to third. It's going to skip by Gurriel. That ball's going to go all the way to the scoreboard. A 2-base hit for Echeverria. And boy, talk about battling for a hit. Echeverria, a monumental battle there against Verlander. And that's going to be it for the veteran right-hander, A.J. Hinch. Out to make the pitching change for Echeverria, his 4th double of the year. And Verlander waving to the crowd as he departs. Chance, just play grouper. Enter your lucky money ticket online and you're registered for the $400,000 super grouper second chance promotion. Florida Lottery, it's your ticket, must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly.
Well, Echeverria is going to end the night at Justin Verlander and got off to a good start for the Rays. Misplaced fastball, C.J. Cron give them an early 1-0 lead. And after that, he started to find it with the fastball, with the slider. All of a sudden, here comes the curveball too. And Verlander very, very dangerous. The Rays did put up some pretty good at-bats against him over the course of the night. Was not easy. Struck out 10. They worked a walk. Big at-bat by Echeverria.
Kevin Kiermaier facing the new pitcher, Hector Rondon. And that breaking pitch is in there for a strike. Kiermaier just off the disabled list. Popped out, struck out, and grounded out against Verlander.
Hector Rondon, fastball, slider, changeup. Left-handers will see the changeup a lot more than righties.
Kiermaier quickly finds himself down in the count.
And the first 2 pitches did not look very comfortable, like he's not seeing the ball well off Rondon. See if he's got a beat on it now.
Bounces it foul. Kevin Kiermaier just off the DL, missing 60 games this year. He missed 61 games last year with that right hip fracture. And the year before, out 48 games with the fractured left hand. 60 games this year. Echeverria, the runner at second. Conference with Stassi and the right-hander Rondon. Rays designated for assignment Rob Refsnyder to bring Kiermaier back on the active list. 0-2 upstairs. It's now 1-2. Here's Echeverria. A 10-pitch at bat, battling against Verlander before picking up the double. It's low. 2-2. Dropped a 5-4 ball game last night. Tied 2-2 in the 7th tonight. A little tapper up part of his foot there, and it's still 2-2. Another little tap. Foul ball. Rondon looks loose out there. He's going to average about 96 and a half. Which tells you that he can run that gun a little higher than that on occasion. Rays had 2 men on with 2 outs in the 6th inning when they left runners at first and second. 2-out double as Echeverria aboard in the 7th. And a little tap right side. Rondon gloves it and runs it over to first to retire the Rays, leaving Echeverria on base. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We're headed into the bottom of the 7th inning. Rondon on to relieve Verlander. Verlander jubilant about that little tap.
Park against the Astros. All right, well, Trivia Tuesday, we asked you earlier in the game, what is the longest win streak in Rays history? If you answered B, 12 wins, you are correct. It was the 2004 season. From June 9th to June 22nd, the streak came to an end with a great Roy Halladay start, guys. All
righty, thank you. Well, Houston with a 12-game winning streak right now. The Rays tied with them, 1-1. Blake Snell, Justin Verlander, the pitching matchup tonight. Verlander out after 6 2/3. Blake Snell begins the 7th inning against Stassi. Max Stassi, the catcher, fouls one away, strike one.
Well, important to bear down here. You've got the bottom of the lineup. You do not want it flipping over back to Springer. Make pitches one at a time.
1-1 the count. His next pitch from Blake Snell will be his 90th of the night. 2-1 now. Got Stassi on strikes, threw him a curveball, struck him out in the 5th. Now 3-1. We'll take it to 3-2. Foul ball right back into the screen. The Rays utilized 7 pitchers in last night's game. Won by Houston 5-4. Working into the 7th, and there's a leadoff walk. Well, he openly sits by walking Bregman. He walks Stassi here in the 7th. It's 5 walks tonight.
Yeah, and you're playing with fire. A lot of lead off the inning base runners. That's been an issue with Blake Snell too, is leading off an inning with walks.
I tell you, that's actually 6 walks for him tonight.
You got the intentional.
Yeah.
And so this is a tough lineup to be giving him free passes. You've been able to pitch around them so far.
Now Tyler White lifts a fly ball into short left. Smith comes in and makes the catch.
Well, that's now 10 walks in Blake Snell's last 2 starts. Very uncharacteristic. That's something that he's been much better at this season, not letting counts snowball away from him. But I'll tell you, bottom line game. It has not always been pretty and sharp, but thus far has held this Astro lineup to just the 1 run.
Jake Marishnik. He sends a high fly ball. Center field, Kiermaier is there to make the catch. A couple fly balls after the leadoff walk.
Boy, and I'll tell you what, Jake Marishnik just missed that. Just missed that. I guarantee you he's thinking to himself, that was solid hard contact. He just hit it a mile in the air. Got a hanging breaking ball. And you can see right there, that reaction says it all. He knows underneath it.
Now George Springer, you don't want to hang anything to this guy.
Oh. Not if you want to win.
Nope. Outside, ball 1. Close right there, but that's ball 2. Ramos thought that might have been a strike.
I think Ramos and both him and Blake Snell thought that was a strike, and I think they were right. A changeup right there at the bottom of the zone. Blake Snell, his reaction, Wilson Ramos too.
And there's a strike. 2-1. And a foul ball right off his foot. It's 2-2. Snell on the verge of 100 pitches. Like threw 105 pitches in 5 innings against the Yankees his last time. Foul ball rolled up the third base side. And Snell giving up a run on 3 hits. The run came in the 3rd inning. He struck out 6, and counting that intentional walk, he's walked 7 tonight. 100 pitches right now. And did he go? That pitch up for ball 3.
The body went, the bat didn't. Here he goes, going to go try and get it. Able to keep those hands back.
Two, the runner will be going, and a shot back into center. Kiermaier still going. He's at the track, leaps, and he makes the catch. Couple steps from the wall on the leaping grab, and Springer gave the crowd a little bit of an exciting flair here, and so did Kiermaier on the leaping grab. We're through 7, tied 1-1. Road trip tomorrow with Nathan Eovaldi on the mound. Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your local Honda dealer, comes your way at 7:30. We'll hear from Nathan Eovaldi, and Doug will break down George Springer, who we just saw hit that fly ball toward right center field. And we're going to move into the 8th. Matt Duffy will lead off against Hector Rondon. Bowers next, and then Ramos. There's a shot up the right side, headed for the corner, extra bases. Duffy on his way to second, and he will pull in there with a stand-up double. Duffy picking up his 2nd hit of the night up the right field line. That's his 14th double.
Showed it earlier, all the hits up the middle the other way. Get that ball moving away, and Matt Duffy stays right on it and then extends the swing, and with authority the other way. I'll tell you, he has been doing that all season long. Some kind of locked in at the plate.
Other Rays with an opportunity in the 8th now. Here's Jake Bowers. He takes that first pitch in there for strike 1.
Now this is the time to jump. Yeah, the Astros only 3 hits on the night, but all those walks, all of those free base runners have not been able to cash in. It's time for the Rays to snatch this game away from them.
Pitch blocked by Stassi. Loose for a moment, and the count is 1-1. Ryan Stanek up in the bullpen for the Rays after his 11-pitch opening last night. The chop to the right side. Bregman's throw to first, and Duffy goes to third. Well, Bowers advances a runner. And Ramos, who lined a single into center in the 6th off Verlander, will have a chance to hit against the drawn-in infield.
Well, Rondon try to keep the ball down, try to get Ramos to extend that swing. Would love to strike out, but that's a long way off.
Too low, 98.
Well, he's done a great job in these situations and able to stay disciplined at the plate, try to see the ball up in the zone so you can get it airborne and into the outfield at minimum.
Two and 0.
Rondon may try to keep it down so much that he throws one to the backstop. That was a nice save by Stassi on 98 in the dirt.
See the Houston infield up. And a foul ball back. And the pitch up out over the plate. 2-1. You know, you talk about a ball that might bounce in the dirt and skip to the backstop. This is cozy here. It's only 47 feet to the backstop from home plate. And there's a chopper down to third, and it's off the glove of Gurriel. A base hit into left to get Duffy home, and the Rays take the lead. Wilson Ramos comes through, chops the base hit into left, and it's 2-1.
And the way that Yoli Gurriel went up for that chopper, I think even if he comes up with it, it was going to be such an awkward landing. I don't think he was going to ever be able to set his feet and get Duffy at the plate. Here's the chopper, and he's got to go up awkwardly to his left. Even if he comes up with it, he is not getting Matt Duffy. May get that out at first, but that run was going to score.
So it's now 2-1. And Joey Wendell is the hitter. Johnny Field running at first base for Ramos. The Rays put some speed. Field drawing the throw again. Johnny Field is our pinch a penny pinch runner. Down, a ball, no strikes. White holding Field at first. Gurriel, the only man on the left side of the infield. Bregman in the middle of the right side, with Correa moving over to the right side as well from short. And the move, and Field back in. A miss inside. 2-0. Peacock up in the bullpen. And Brent Strom is going to head to the mound, the pitching coach. Peacock, who's out there, made 21 starts for Houston last year. MLB At Bat, your #1 Rays app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Rays home screen icons and features such as the MLB TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today. Well, Hector Rondon touch for a run here in the 8th inning with a man on and 1 out. Rondon has spent the last 5 years over in the National League with the Cubs. And a strike called at the very bottom of the zone at 97.
Yeah, some help from Stassi there too in the way that he received that fastball. Did a nice job of pulling it up into the zone very quickly and giving Holbrook a good look at it, better look at it.
There goes Field. Swing and a miss, and the throw down is not in time. A stolen base. Johnny Field steals his way into scoring position. The throw from Stassi started to fade.
Well, there's the jump, and Johnny Field goes towards that outside part of the bag head first. Here's the throw from Stassi. Kind of threw that sidearm. Get a little two-seamer out there. It's not what you're looking for.
2-2 on Wendell. Thirty-year-old right-hander Rondon to the plate. And a cut and a miss. So Wendell is the second out of the inning. It's 11 strikeouts for Houston pitching. C.J. Cron is due up. A.J. Hinch comes in from the Houston dugout. Out to make the pitching change. We'll be back with a new Houston pitcher presented by the Florida Lottery. By your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. By Rooms to Go. And by your local Honda dealer. Rays have taken a 2-1 lead in the 8th. Brad Peacock will become the 3rd pitcher for Houston tonight. He's on to face C.J. Cron.
Good numbers all around. 40 strikeouts, 29 innings, opponent average of 200.
These two have faced each other before. Cron has 9 at bats against Peacock with 1 hit. Only takes 1. The pitch is a strike. Pitch down and a strike on the outside corner. Missed the corner with a fastball there. 1-1. Rays with a run in the second on the Crone home run. Run here on a base hit by Ramos. Field running for him at second. This is in the dirt, and over to third goes Johnny Field. A wild pitch advances the runner.
Brad Peacock so wide at the plate here on this delivery. No chance for Stassi to be able to get to it. Interesting. Peacock finished the 2017 season as a starting pitcher. Had one start in the postseason, then transitioned to the bullpen.
Yeah, he was 13-2 last year.
20-some starts.
2-2.
21 starts, appeared in 34 games. Started the season out of the bullpen, went to the starting rotation, had a start against Boston in the division series, went to the pen, now coming out of the pen once again. Obviously an extremely versatile pitcher. Got an interesting and challenging arm angle, especially for right-handed hitters.
And a cut and a miss. Peacock strikes out Crone. We're going to go to the bottom of the eighth. 2-1 Rays. Well, the matchup tonight between Blake Snell and Justin Verlander. Blake working 7 innings, allowing 3 hits and a run with 7 walks. 1 of those an intentional walk, 6 strikeouts. Verlander 10-1 strikeout to walk ratio with a run on 6 hits. And the Rays lead this game 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Ryan Stanek, 7 games in the month of June, 9 2/3 innings, 11 strikeouts, and he faces Alex Bregman. The pitch is wide, 1-0. Stanek, the opener in last night's game, made 11 pitches. He faced Springer, Bregman, and Altuve in the first. Correa and Gurriel in the second inning. On here in the 8th tonight. Upstairs, 2-0. Bregman has been on base all 3 times with a walk, an RBI single, and a walk again. Stanek got him on a fly ball to center last night. And promptly falls behind 3-0.
Highlighted this early. Alex Bregman seeing the ball well enough right now. We talked about his on-base streak now at 30 games, and that goes back to the middle of May. Good strike zone discipline. He understands what he's looking for in certain counts and situations, and if you fall behind him, he's going to force you out over the plate.
That's a strike. 98, 3-1. Fly ball, center field. Kiermaier will be there waiting. 1 away. Nice job by Stanek to get a tough hitter, because Bregman really impresses you as one of those guys who's a tough competitor and a tough out at the plate. And to get him after falling behind, that's a big deal. Here's Carlos Correa. He's hitting .271 on the year. Walked his last time, otherwise 0 for 2. Ball 1. That's a strike. It's the Houston closer, Ken Giles, up in the bullpen. High fly ball back toward the right field corner. That ball is a foul ball. That got to be a little worrisome after a while, but it wound up foul down there close to the foul pole.
They can get cozy down there, and obviously a lot of power supplied by Stanek, and Correa same thing, and here it is, a towering shot, but clearly ends up far enough foul.
326 down that right field line. The other thing that's worrisome is that fence drops to 7 feet down there. Sucre entering this game along with Stanek. Now 2-2. Laying off. Gurriel is on deck. Full count to the Houston shortstop. And a cut and a miss. Big 3-2 pitch right there to get him to chase. 2 gone.
What a good slider here by Stanek, and he kept it in the bottom of the zone. Any further down, and Correa is probably going to be able to take that, but You get it up there in that range you're not so sure, you've got to try and protect.
And that's a pitch the Rays think can make a big difference with Standing. And that was a great pitch right there, as you point out. Gurriel takes the pitch down. You got that fastball that consistently in the upper 90s, at times triple digits. The splitter and that slider.
Well, he's come a long way with the secondary pitches. There's no question about that.
It's 1-1. Alvarado up in the bullpen. Pretty close at 99, but wide. 2 balls and a strike. Now he's 3-1. Gurriel. Fly ball into right. That's going to send Gomez back in front of the wall to make the catch for out number 3. Gurriel took it a long way the other way. We're going to go to the 9th. It's 2-1 Rays. Reminder, the Rays, 7-Eleven, and the YMCA team up to keep kids water smart from the start. The Y offering a variety of water safety programs teaching swimming and fundamental skills for children and adults. For more information, visit raysbaseball.com/watersmart. We go to the 9th inning. Alex Smith will lead off, facing Brad Peacock. Peacock struck out Crone to end the 8th. And there's ball 1 to Smith. Peacock last worked against Kansas City on the recent Houston road trip. Pitched a scoreless inning in Saturday's game, struck out the side. And he picked up a strikeout of Crone to finish the 8th. Now falling behind Malik Smith, 2-0 to begin the 9th inning. Finds a zone there. So says Pat Holberg. Carlos Gomez on deck. now strike two. Another one that Malik thought might have been a little bit wide. Both these pitches he thought were off the plate.
That makes it tough too, because you start guessing. You know, it was a ball for the first couple. Now all of a sudden it's a strike, and not really sure what to do. You're gonna have to protect now, though.
Takes it close. 3-2. And he draws the walk. Leadoff pass. Alex Smith. I mean, you could argue that Peacock missed the strike zone 6 times in that at bat. Malik draws the walk. Coming up on Rays Live, the postgame presented by W.B. Mason. Rich and Doug anchoring the coverage from Houston. We'll hear from Kevin Cash, and we'll have minor league updates from the Rays minor league system. Now Carlos Gomez. There goes Malik Smith, and this one is drilled foul into the stands down the left field side. Malik's had a running break and a great jump off first. Gomez 0 for 2 with a walk. There he goes. The pitch lifted into left field. It's Kemp on the run to make the catch. And Malik's heading back to first. One on, one out. Here's Echeverria. An extended at bat for Echeverria, 10 pitches in the 7th inning. Moved to first this time, and Malik Smith is back in. Rays trying to get him into scoring position. He starts and stops and takes the pitch for a strike. And a pitch out, nothing doing. 1-1. A ball, 2 strikes. Rays scored the go-ahead run in the 8th. And that is strike 3 called on the outside corner. Echeverria out number 2.
That breaking ball from the extreme arm angle, almost like an upshoot. Echeverria is talking to anybody that'll listen. How could both of those pitches be strikes? One or the other, not both. There's been a lot of guys saying that here tonight.
Runner breaks. The pitch to Kiermaier is a ball, and the throw not in time. So the Rays eventually do get Malik Smith the second on his 13th stolen base.
Brad Peacock not exactly quick to the plate with that high leg kick, and that gives Malik Smith a running, rolling start. Easy stolen base. How long that took for the ball to get to the plate, there's just no chance. Unless he overslides the bag, which what Correa's hoping for.
1-1 now to Kiermaier. Kiermaier just back off the DL. A high fly ball into left center. That's Kemp to make the catch. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Gaddis due to lead it off, followed by Kemp and Stassi. We welcome you back to Houston. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Rays holding a 2-1 lead. Blake Snell working 7. He's the pitcher of record for the Rays. Verlander worked 6 2/3. Rondon, the pitcher of record at the moment for Houston, and Jose Alvarado is going to get the call.
Well, he is on for the 30th time. Worked 29 2/3 innings, 34 strikeouts, as opposed to 15 walks, 3 outs to get.
Well, he faces Evan Gaddis to lead off the bottom of the 9th, who is coming off that spectacular road trip. And the pitch is a ball.
Now, the first thing that you thought about with Alvarado coming into the game is when are you going to see Altuve, and A.J. Hinch has gone ahead and thrown him right out into the on-deck circle, so you will see him next.
Yeah, this is the 74th game for Houston. He's been in 73 and on the verge of being at number 74. Cut the miss, 1-1.
That could be a dangerous pitch at times, because we've seen Evan Gaddis tomahawk balls out of the yard.
Alvarado in the game last night for a third of an inning. Gave up a couple hits. It's low. Romo, the right-hander, Venters, the lefty. Busy in the bullpen. Ground ball foul up into the seats. 2-2. the left side. That ball is going to fall in front of Malik Smith. Gaddis is aboard with a leadoff single. He didn't hit it all that well, and that was to the benefit of Houston.
See where this ball right off the end of the bat, maybe just kind of scooped it out into left field. Or the trajectory said trouble, but the ball just fell out of the sky right in front of Malik Smith, and Josh Reddick on the run. Altuve at the plate.
Altuve announced as the pinch hitter for Kemp. Kemp, a late replacement for Gonzalez, who was ejected from this game back in the 4th. Sucre and Alvarado have a get-together on the mound.
Well, Kevin Cash was yelling at Jesus Sucre, trying to get his attention to tell him go out there and talk to him.
Cash. The dugout steps. Altuve. Stepping in to hit for Kemp. And that pitch, 97 in off the plate. 1-0. Altuve had the night off until this pinch hit appearance in the 9th. Shot into center field. Kiermaier is there to make the catch and back to second base. Goes the runner, and the throw just a little late. So 1 out on that shot to center field. And now Stassi will be the hitter. Stassi announced, and here comes Kevin Cash. So the Rays will make the change. Alvarado will depart. The call goes out to the bullpen. Brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Sergio Romo will take over on the mound with a runner at first and 1 out. Max Stassi, the catcher, is going to be the hitter. Romo gets the call. Pitcher number 4. 1 on, 1 out. The runner at first is Reddick running for Gaddis. Now Tube out on the fly ball to center. Now Stassi. The pitch is down. Stassi was part of that 9th inning that saw the Rays upended 5-4 last night. He picked up a base hit off a Romo slider. Facing him again in the 9th inning tonight. And that's a strike. 1-1.
At the bottom of the zone. I like the reaction by Stassi. He turned around to Pat Hoberg and asked him, "Are you sure?" "No, you know what? I'm not." And we're going to go ahead and reverse that.
Oh, no, I'm not, but I called it a strike anyway. It's a 1-1 count now on Stassi.
Well, he has had to deal with a ton of borderline pitches tonight from both sides.
Yep. That pitch close, but a little wide, and Stassi lays off. Rays got a run in the 8th to take a 2-1 lead. Reddick back in at first. That is a strike on the corner at 78. 2-2. Blake Snell for 7, Stanek for 1, Alvarado a 3rd. Now it's Romo keeping an eye on Reddick at first. And again to first, close this time. Nick Lynch on the call. Reddick diving back in there.
Boy, good sell job by Jake Bowers. Quick tag and then the confident walk-off right there. Got him.
Gotta like it. It's close. Leisurely toss over there that time. Down. The count is full.
A.J. Hinch sent Josh Reddick. Full count, 1 out. How much trust does he have in Stassi? can always run into a strikeout, throw him out.
Yep.
We'll see.
Well, Sucre behind the plate. The runner's not going. And there is strike 3 call. Stassi called out on strikes and a parting word with the plate umpire.
Yeah, he's asking where was that, and I'll tell you where it was. It was out over the plate right at the bottom of the zone. Great pitch here by Romo. That is there.
There it is. 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Tyler White. White 0 for 2 with a walk. And he takes strike 1. Snell worked 7. Stanek, Alvarado, and now Romo. Romo getting it out. Trying to get White to finish it. And that's going to be strike 2. 0-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Now a little tapper foul. The count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's in the Astros in the 2nd game of this 3-game series. Night game tomorrow. Nathan Eovaldi and Charlie Morton. We'll be with you at 7:30 with our coverage. Romo trying to put an end to this one and give the Rays a win. He's up 1-2 in the count. And a little number by the mound. That will be an infield hit. That ball got by Romo, and Wendell could field it but had no place to go. And Tyler White, maybe the last guy in this lineup you would expect to get an infield hit, has just extended the game.
You're not kidding. Right there's Joey Wendell. Breaking ball right off the cup end of the bat. Are you kidding me? And that just dies out there. I mean, game over, right? You need someone there.
So the game continues. Jake Marisnick will be the hitter. Reddick moves to 2nd, and White's the runner at 1st. Marisnick takes a strike. Hits for Houston. 2 coming here in the 9th. And a little squibber. The infield hit by Tyler White to keep this game going. And a pop-up. Wendell making the call. And the Rays win it. It's a 2-1 final. Rays win this game over the Houston Astros to even the series at a game apiece. That will end the 12-game winning streak for Houston. That goes by the boards, and for the Rays, they pick up their 34th victory of the year. Took 3 hours and 19 minutes to play this game.